Welcome to the Amazing Devotions channel and welcome back to regular visitors. Please stay and be blessed by these daily devotions for men. A Legacy, the first in a classical series of men's devotionals, depicts characters of men from the Bible who represent men of today. Some succeeded while others failed. There are those who were strong yet some were weak. There is the spiritual and carnal. Kings, rulers, princes, and patriarchs, all of whom men can identify with. They all left a legacy, whether it was positive or negative. What is your legacy? Today's devotion is based on Exodus chapter 5 to chapter 15, about Pharaoh, king of Egypt during the time of Moses, who ruled with a heart of stone. The pharaohs of Egypt were not only political leaders, but also the ruling religious leaders. They considered themselves, and were looked upon by their subjects as gods. The ruling pharaoh during the adult life of Moses oppressed the children of Jacob, also known as Israel. He was a heartless man who not only got what he wanted at the expense of others, but did so to the destruction of Egypt and to his own detriment. The former pharaohs of Egypt, according to the record, respected and accommodated God's people during times of distress. Abraham, Isaac, and Joseph are examples. The later pharaohs were not as sympathetic or courteous to patriarchs as their predecessors, as can be seen in the account of the Exodus. Pharaoh, referred to as king of Egypt, defiantly refused to obey or surrender to God but hardened his heart by challenging God. God is ever ready to accept challenges from men to manifest his loving and forgiving nature. In the case of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, God gave him multiple opportunities to soften his heart. God's power and strength were evident in the plagues and miracles, but rather than submitting, Pharaoh became more defiant and heartless. Many men in the Bible challenged God, but Pharaoh's challenge was rebellious. A man who will challenge God will always lose, and Pharaoh was on the losing side. God could have wiped out Pharaoh and Egypt with a blink of an eye, but because of his love for man he allowed Pharaoh the freedom to prove himself. Unfortunately, he only proved to be uncaring, callous, and harsh, which is the opposite of God's character. A man will know when his heart is gradually being hardened, when he becomes critical of spiritual things and they no longer appeal to him, and when he cares more about himself than he does for others. He would rather see his loved ones, household, community, or country suffer and in ruins than to yield in defeat. A heartless man is void of love and blind to reason. Pharaoh was insensitive to the suffering of his people and closed his eyes and heart to their pleas. A heartless man does not know God and is therefore disobedient. In Exodus 5 verse 2, Pharaoh declared, "I know not the Lord, neither will I let Israel go." Though Pharaoh was challenging, defiant, and heartless, God continually forgave him and appealed to his heart, until he shut God out, finally sealing his own fate. If God could extend his love to Pharaoh and forgive him, he will do the same for all men whose hearts over the years have been set in stone, shutting him out of their lives. Today, God is willing to give you a new heart of flesh. He specializes in heart transplants. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you an heart of flesh. Ezekiel 36 verse 26. Thank you for watching the Amazing Devotions channel. Come back again tomorrow for more lessons from men of the Bible. By subscribing, you won't miss any of these amazing devotions. Tell all the men in your lives about lessons from amazing men of the Bible. Your support is very much appreciated.